Hey everyone, time for my review of the latest issue of, the latest episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Called The Magical Place. And if you've been watching the show up to this point, you know exactly what the magical place is. What is it that Agent Coulson always says when everyone mentions that he was in Tahiti? It's a magical place. And that is rather suspicious. Now, beware, I've waited like this long to post the video because there's going to be lots of spoilers about the episode. Hopefully you've had enough time to watch it already. If you haven't, please do watch it. So the first thing I want to talk about is what happened at the very end of the episode. You ready? Are you sure? I'm telling you, man, I'm giving stuff away here. Okay. Mike Peterson, the J. August Richards character, apparently got killed at the end of the previous episode. Didn't happen. He's still alive. And it seems that he is in the clutches of C.I.E.L.D. They have installed one of those camera computer thingies in his eye that will kill him if he disobeys the orders it prints on his vision. He's badly injured, apparently, and now he's going to have to be working for those guys, because while Raina is in custody, the clairvoyant is still out there somewhere. We don't know who he is, but apparently he is a real clairvoyant. It's not just a nickname, because he knows stuff about Coulson that no one can know, unless they could actually see into his head. So, yeah, that's interesting right there. Now, the clairvoyant himself, of course, hasn't been seen. We don't even know where he's located. But I thought, wouldn't it be cool if he actually were in Las Vegas, like Fitz theorized? He's like, oh, if I could tell the future, I would be in Vegas, make tons of money. They're wondering, how does they get so much money? Well, if he had a whole bunch of people with eyepieces printing instructions and he could actually see into the future, he could have them go to all the casinos and he could see into the future and see what bets to place and have them all rake in the bucks and bring them back to him. It's just the theory. It would be kind of funny if it turned out that he actually was in Vegas the whole time. Skye finally got her bracelet off after being instrumental in saving Coulson. Yeah, the line that where he basically just speaks into a disengaged bracelet, you know, that was kind of funny. I really like the part though where she puts on the aviator shades and the stylish vest and pretends to be May and just sort of orders people around because she can't actually operate a computer herself. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I forgot to mention the last episode. One of the funniest scenes was the one where Peterson gets his suit, and Fitz has this line. He says, polymer, oh yeah, your suit is a polymer blend with 10 layers of composite material. Does that sound good to you? And Mike says, yeah, it does. He says, yeah, it does sound good, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately it looks like that suit saved his life. If it had killed him, if he had been killed in the explosion on the bridge, then maybe he wouldn't be a slave to the centipede now and the clairvoyant, but that didn't happen. So some of the good stuff about this, we have Aiden Van Chat. Yeah, I remember this guy from the soap operas that I used to watch all the time. He was on All My Children, if I remember right. He's the guy who's trying to sell the Chitauri metal in the beginning, and then he gets abducted by S.H.I.E.L.D. And this is a fun episode where he's a fun part where he's running around and they're all sort of tag teaming using the little dwarf robots, and then Skye manipulates the elevator and what have you. There's a nice fast-paced episode, probably the episode I've enjoyed more than any other so far. Everything has just happened in a mile a minute, because once Coulson's been abducted, then all hell breaks loose. We have Agent Hand, Saffron Burrows coming in to run the operation, to hunt down all the centipede, and they're like, we've got centipede on the run, we're nailing all of their little facilities, but they don't have information on the clairvoyant, of course, so there's still plenty of fighting to do there. Although now that Centipede has been neutralized a great deal, we might end up going back to those Villain of the Week episodes that people were complaining about before. The line in the Coulson goes to see Ron Glass, of course, who is Shepard Book on Firefly, to ask him about the procedure on him. And I didn't really like the scene too much because of Ron Glass's performance. He just didn't sit well with me. But he finds out basically what that he died for longer than the usual time, and so they were doing everything they could to keep him alive, which was very torturous. And you have this scene where a robot is working on his exposed brain, which makes in retrospect funny. The line where he's talking with Skye is like, "What was that going on with you in the lab right there? Were they torturing you?" He's like, "Nah, they were just messing with my head." Literally, they were literally messing with his head. It's terrible. Also, in the flashback, when Coulson's on the operating table, there's this glowing green stuff in a jar What is that? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out later. When Raina is talking with the Poe, the tactical guy that they busted up prison in the previous episode, she's talking about how they have the other person in the... oh, I was tending to our other subject. She obviously was talking about Mike Peterson in that. But of course I didn't get that the first time around. But yeah, she also mentioned that she has memories that were suppressed somehow, and then the clairvoyant or someone, the machinery that they're using on Coulson helped bring those back. So, you know, that's another question to be answered. Yeah, they mentioned the cellist again, of course, from the Avengers, you know, how they mentioned the bridge as well. The woman that Coulson was in love with, and apparently she was not happy about him being killed, of course, or when they told her he was killed. When Raina talks to Coulson about the clairvoyant, she reveals way too much about him. She's not, you know, she's obviously not counting on the fact that Coulson would be rescued, but she should play it a lot closer to the vest. And of course Poe is dead now, I guess, because apparently his usefulness is immediately over the clairvoyant. Raina puts him back on the phone and immediately goes and dies. Just like, couldn't clairvoyant have used that guy for something else? I mean, maybe his interrogation wasn't working, but seriously, they went to a lot of trouble to get the guy out of prison. Now he just kills him. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. They mentioned, of course, Nick Fury, very interested about Coulson's case and where he is. Rod Hubel, of course, is in the movie. I remember the episode. I remember him from Best Week Ever, of course. Oh yeah, Coulson's father was killed, just like Bruce Wayne. Great, another superhero with a dead father. Yeah. Oh, and they mentioned that they recovered Mike Peterson's burnt remains on the bridge, but obviously not, unless he's, you know, got a robot leg now or something like that, because apparently he still has most of his body. It's just damaged. So yeah, exciting episode, fun episode, one of the best ones this season. Yeah, those are my thoughts on that episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll have another one next week on the episode that airs this Tuesday. Catch you later, guys. Bye.